Okay, now laying out the cutouts for the Stinger 30 is not that difficult, but it's important to be accurate. Remember, on the root cord, we marked positions back here at 7 inches and 7 3/4. This is the layout where we're going to cut out at. 7 inches is going to be the firewall mounts. It's critical that you all draw this line perpendicular. It's also critical when you make this cut that it's cut perpendicular, because that firewall has to glue up against there and has to be straight. Now, the easiest way to do this stuff here is to kind of just join it together in the wing in the shells and draw them out both at the same time. Okay, you can do that. Just tape that up. Now, as per the plans there, we've kind of got everything laid out. Okay, so we have our 7 inches back, and this is our firewall, which is 1 3/4 inches wide. That's those two marks there, 7/8 on each side. The next line is a line 7 3/4, the other one down from the end here, and we drew a line out 3 inches on each side and mark those parts right there. Okay, now we need to lay out 1 1/4 on the elevon. Now you can't just measure anyway. You need to measure these things perpendicular. So all I simply did was I just arbitrarily picked a couple places and used my little protractor here, set it up 90 degrees, ran my line, and then measured up 1 1/4 inches. And then I did one here down at the end. This makes it real simple. So we'll draw out our aileron line, or elevon, whatever you want to call it. That up. Okay. Okay. Now we measured up from the tip down here, the very back, 12 and 11/16, and we made a mark right here. That's where the elevon is going to end up. Okay. So now, to make this section here in the middle, that's real simple. We just got to kind of connect the dots. We're going to go from here to here to here. This will be the area that's cut out. Now we want to measure in down here at the back 2 inches on the trailing edge, and then 2 inches along the leading edge of the elevon. And we're going to make this mark. Put 2 inches. That is going to be the cutout for the aileron. We're not going to cut out the wingtip out here. We're going to leave that solid. We're going to cut the aileron out and then cut the center pieces. So now we're going to mark off the other side. And now for the cutouts. There's a couple of critical cuts here you just have to be aware of. One is we want to leave the center section there because we're going to cut that out last. So right now we're going to cut out this area right there. We just need to get rid of that right there between there. So first cut we're going to make is just going to go straight down this line here. And make that cut. Okay. Get this on here. If it doesn't cut all the way through, just take your time, go back on your eye. These are right there at this squared off corner so it doesn't exactly get all the way. It's really actually easier upon the boat. go. And we should have what looks like that. Now, extremely critical cut number 1. Okay, we got to cut out this area for this firewall. Okay, what's important is that this cut goes perpendicular to the chord line. That's why you drew that line there perpendicular. So that's why it's critical you get that right there. It's not hard. All we got to do is just make sure that we follow the line. And we'll set this down to do it. But when you follow the line, just lay your knife blade along the perpendicular line and then cut straight through to the deal there, using the blade as kind of the straight edge, kind of like that. Okay, we'll set it down and do it here. There we go, and that cut should be as perpendicular as you can get it to that cut line right there. Okay, now, critical cut number 2 is the aileron cutout, or elevon cutout. So it only goes to here, so we're going to cut out right here first. And cut this perpendicular. Okay, now, the critical cut is right here. What we want to do is we've got to put the beveled edge onto the wing, not to the elevon, for this thing, so it's got room to pivot down. So we're going to lay that along the line there. Now, hold it down firmly. We're going to put this blade in at about a 45-degree angle. Okay, and we're going to cut out this elevon about a 45-degree angle. Whoops. That's what you want. Go. There's a 45-degree bevel, so when that elevon goes on it, got room to pivot, it's got room to go down. Well, we've got to trim this part of it, but the other part of it's still got the leading edge. So that way, anyway, it's got room for the thing to go down. So those are the 2 critical cuts on that right now. So now this is done, we'll go cut the other side. Next, we're going to cut out our battery bay. So again, using our chord line, we measured back the leading edge where the battery is going to start at is 2 1/4 inches back from the nose. So we drew a line perpendicular there, and then we drew another line 1.5 inches from there, and drew a line perpendicular there. And we marked it on both sides. Now, I'm going to line these up, and what's important every line thing is make sure this right back here is flush. This firewall area, that's the key back there. If you did it right, everything's going to be perfect. It's easy to do. And now we're just going to draw out these battery bays and put a little tape here to hold it all together here. So we're marked at the same place. There, that's okay. Now, down. And now this is just an old Nanotech right here, but this is designed for 1300 milliamp quad batteries. And we're going to make this thing like 3 inches long, so 1.5 inches on each side. Okay. Now, just kind of want to place our battery in here, make sure we got room, a little room for the strap. We'll make some minor adjustments to it later on. Now, we're going to cut this thing out, which is not that difficult. Critical thing here, let's say critical, is it's kind of nice to have these things, square cut as best as possible. So, what you want to do is you've got to cut this out, and like right here, try to stay as square as you can. Having a sharp knife is critical, and you can cut straight down there. Try not to cut up your shells because we got to join these things here shortly. Move this out away from it. We got to glue those together when we start doing the wing halves together. We got a little room here to work. I'm just kind of eyeballing this one. Trying to make it as square as possible. You can always just run them all the way through once you get down in it. Oops, okay. There we go, and pack should fit down. Now, go cut out the other side.